I like the dark stuff. Ilhaam, maybe we're just different. Maybe we are strange. Maybe those movies appeal to us, and I love the fact that JP is giving them a platform. But right now, let's get down to business. Okay, maybe you have been selected as the family member who is going to be hosting the Eid celebration next week. No pressure. Only the whole family is depending on you. You certainly don't want to miss out on our flavoursome Eid Ul-Fitr celebration menu. And the feasts typically consist of very elaborate dishes. And Ilhaam is here to share her, get the sound of this, kebabs in saffron yogurt sauce. Recipe inspiration this morning. This is an exciting time because it's meaningful food.
It is, and you know, in my family, like, this is my grandmother's recipe.
Really?
So it means like a lot to me to be able to make it. But now this year I'm going to be making it for her, so I guess that's like a bit stressful.
Is it the first time that you've had to take that mantle on?
No, actually, so for the past few years, ever since I got married, I've been, you know, having my family over.
Thanks to your hungry husband.
Yeah, you know, we have everyone over for breakfast, and it's such a nice time to enjoy with everyone.
So there are a few steps to the process here. I'm going to help you however I can, but get us started.
Okay, so it does look like a lot, but I promise it's not that hard.
Quite simple.
So I'm just going to ask you to start squeezing the water out of our bread because we need to make our kebab mixture.
Okay.
So, you know, you can use beef mince or ostrich mince. It's up to you, like it depends. And then I'm going to add a whole lot of spices in here, which is what makes it so delicious. And, you know, this dish is not, it's not a strong dish, it's not hot, it's actually very mild. So, you know, you've got the flavors of the saffron, the tomato, the yogurt, so it's actually quite a mild dish. Thanks, Graham.
Nice balance. I've tried to get it as...
I'll just put that in here.
Why do you wet the bread?
So the bread actually acts as a binder. And it helps the mixture to bind together.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go in with my hands because I think that's that is the easiest thing. So you want this mixture to be quite fine. So if you've got a food processor, it's actually really easy to you know, stick everything in there.
And I suppose you want things to be nice and liberally mixed through, so there's no kind of clumps in.
So it's really easy if you just have a food processor to just stick everything in there.
And I suppose ultimately you want the bread to kind of permeate through the entire mixture so that it can bind and all stay together beautifully. Uniformity.
So we've got, as you've noticed, there's no eggs in here to bind. So we're using the bread as a binder.
Okay.
And then the onions also kind of act as a binder as well. So this is a very soft kebab mixture. Okay. So you can either roll it into balls or, because it's Eid, I kind of like to get it into like a little Sikh kebab shape. So it's just slightly...
I think it looks great like that.
Slightly longer, than a round, you know, sort of like a round shape. And then all we're going to do is we're going to fry our kebabs in some olive oil. So while these fry, I'm just going to keep on making them. So once you've got like a shape like this, you know, you can just fry it.
So you've got the clover olive pride in there, but it's a hot pan. I suppose like any meat dish, you want to caramelize the outside. You want to seal that flavor in.
Yeah, and it's like I said, because it's quite a mild dish. The sauce is quite mild, so you know you want that. Plus, just for the look, you want, you know, that kind of like caramelized outside. And then Graham, can I actually ask you to...
I'm ready. I'm doing it.
Peel the tomato for me.
Okay.
So what we've done is we've just taken a tomato and we've scored it, and that's just that, and we've put it in some boiling water.
Cool.
Yeah, and blanched it. So that just makes it easier, easier to peel.
The peel just like really comes off. Cool.
Yeah, it just comes off, and then we're going to put that in a blender, and that's going to be the base for our sauce. Okay. So our sauce is actually really simple. It's only like 4 ingredients. So we've just got tomato, yogurt, saffron, and then the chili flakes. And what's great about this recipe is that you can actually make this, you know, beforehand. So, you know, with Eid, it's so busy, you don't really have a lot of time to prepare. Yeah. So with something like this, I can actually make this, shape it, and I can keep it in...
Just quickly pop it in,
Yeah, I can just keep it in the freezer and then cook it.
So this is just someone like this, on its own?
Just the tomato.
Und voila.
And you can just pop that for me in this
There
pot.
we go. And you can find this incredible recipe on expressoshow.com. That's where we house all of our culinary inspiration. Go and check it out.
Thank you.
There we go. Keep
So,
it's hot.
it's a
Yeah.
pot. Okay. So there we go. We've got our tomatoes. Then we're just going to add our yogurt in here. And then this special ingredient, saffron. Now, when you're cooking with saffron, it's really important to actually toast the saffron.
Okay.
So I feel, well, that's what my grandmother does. And I feel it just gets even more flavor out of it. So once you've toasted it, you can actually crush it into a fine powder so that you actually you extract more flavor.
I just imagine your grandmother saying, like, did you toast the saffron in this? You know, just
And then she'll taste it and she'll be like,
I know, you know, a little bit of warmth going in there as well with some chili flakes.
So then all this has to do is just simmer on a low heat. So just remember it's yogurt. So we just want it to simmer on a low heat. And then that sauce will take on the color and the flavor of the saffron. Yeah.
Oh, and then voila.
We've got our kebabs here that we can just plate. So you can either mix, you know, you can pour the sauce over the kebab, or you can serve it.
Absolutely beautiful.
And then, you know, if you want to serve it with some rice, have it on its own with roti. It's actually really delicious, just like that.
What a way to break the fast. Absolutely beautiful. Your grandmother would be proud. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful end result. And I think something that's relatively simple with a very spectacular outcome, which is great. Absolutely love the saffron sauce. We're going to make as many of these as we possibly can. We've got a lot of hungry mouths to feed. But as I said, you can find that recipe and all of our culinary inspiration on expressoshow.com. Oh, it smells lovely.